Good evening. Welcome to UC Davis. I'm Brenda Ronsenbach of Admissions.
Hi there, my name's Amanda Calder. I work for Student Housing. I'm a leadership coordinator. I actually did my undergrad here for 4 years, and now I'm a professional staff member, so I've been here for 10 years. I love UC Davis.
And I'm Bronwyn Garrison. I work over at the Financial Aid Office here on campus, and I'm also an alumni. Go Aggies.
So, UC Davis, our world needs you. Okay, welcome to the Aggie family. Congratulations. We had over 60,000 applicants, outstanding applicants, and you were admitted. So we're proud to have you, would be proud to have you in the Aggie family. We hope you choose UC Davis. Okay, UC Davis is a land-grant university that was founded in 1905. We are #1 in the world for forestry and ag science, and we are well known for teaching, research, and public service. We are the 9th most racially and ethnically diverse in the nation, and we're one of America's most disability-friendly campuses, one of the most in America. And we're recognized for sustainability and green campus efforts. Okay, Davis. Where's Davis? Davis is centrally located. We're real close to Sacramento. We are about 2 hours from the snow, so if you want to go skiing, Lake Tahoe is real close, 2 hours. And then we're about an hour and a half from San Francisco, so if you want to see the beach, you have the sand, you can put your toes in the water, hour and a half. We're super close to Napa Valley, so if you'd like to go wine tasting, I'm sure your parents would like to go wine tasting, real close to Napa Valley, and the state capitol is close, and that's a good thing for those who want to major in political science or do an internship at the state capitol. Let the slide catch up. Okay, at UC Davis there are 4 colleges. We have the College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences, the College of Engineering, the College of Biological Sciences, and the College of Letters and Science. So 4 colleges. Ag and Environmental Science, that's mostly self-explanatory. College of Engineering, that's all of our engineering programs. Biological Sciences, that's where students study if they want to go on to maybe be a doctor, physician assistant, a nurse, physical therapist, something in the medical field. College of Letters and Science, that's a potpourri of everything else. In that department you'll see sociology, you'll see psychology, English, what else, girls? What else would you see in Letters and Science? Physics, anthropology. So it's a potpourri. It's everything else that you don't see in those other 3 that would make sense in those other 3. Okay? Okay, so at UC Davis, you're going to have a breadth of opportunities. 50% of our students do research as undergraduate students. That's pretty amazing. They're doing research right along with grad students. And in doing that research, they're also learning to do the academic writing that goes along with research. We have an undergraduate research center that facilitates that research, so they'll match students with research opportunities. So it's ideal for the student. We have an internship and career center. Internships, it allows for hands-on training for the career world, so you can work in an internship, and then when you graduate, you're ready to go at a job, so in a career. And UC Davis, the Internship and Career Center, brings employers on campus for job opportunities, interviews, a lot of things going on there, so it's ideal to make use of that when you're here at UC Davis. And then we have the Study Abroad program. About 1,000 students per year study abroad at Davis. It's very popular, and that's something that it benefits the student, it benefits UC Davis because the student comes back here with a wealth of knowledge about, another place, another culture. So really good. And then leadership opportunities at Davis. There are so many student jobs on campus. Students get a lot of leadership training within those jobs. So excellent. I forgot to do the slide. I apologize. Okay, our community. There are over 500 clubs and student organizations on campus here. Because of that, or maybe, I don't know because of that, but we think that we were named the top 10 happiest campus because of the fun opportunities for students. Everybody gets involved. And we also have a transfer reentry veteran center on campus. So if you are a transfer student or if you are a reentry student or a veteran, there are services available on campus. It's a real nice community. You can hang out there and get support that you need. Recreation is a big deal at Davis because we have the Mediterranean climate, so a lot of outdoor activities. We have the ARC, the Activities and Recreation Center, where you can work out, do rock climbing. There's an indoor track. We have outdoor adventures. You can go whitewater rafting. What else? Recreation. We're real close to Tahoe, again, the snow, so if you want to go skiing during the winter, that's another outdoor recreation that is available to you because we're so close. Okay? Successful outcomes, okay? I won't read the slide to you, I'll just give you some key things. We're among the top 25 state universities based on earnings potential, so that's excellent. If you come to Davis, your earning potential is very good. So your parents will like that. UC Davis offers hands-on learning. Again, I mentioned that earlier. Hands-on learning, and employers really appreciate this. If you come in with some training, they don't have to train you from the beginning. So employers really like that. We have a large Aggie alumni network, so you have friends all over the world because you're an Aggie. Okay. Okay, so a lot of our students here at Davis plan to go to grad school, and that's ideal because we have the 6 professional schools here at Davis. We have the Irene Moore School of Nursing. You can get your nurse practitioner there. Graduate School of Management, you can get an MBA. I don't know what happened to my slide. That's okay, I'll tell you. A School of Education, so you can get a credential or you can get a master's in education. School of Law, you can become a lawyer, and we're right here next to Sacramento, state capital. School of Medicine, you can become a doctor, physician assistant, and the School of Veterinary Medicine. I bet you all know what that is. Everybody wants to be a veterinarian. Not everybody, but a lot of our students want to be veterinarians. So that's all for me. I'll get you to your slide.
All right. So while she's doing that, I'll go ahead and recap. So I'll be covering UC Davis orientation and student housing. Orientation is a part of the Office of Student Development, so I will cover both. If you have any questions, we'll get all your resource information at the end. But basically, it's really important that you attend orientation. It is an expectation for all incoming students to attend, as all incoming first years and transfers. And so it is an overnight program for our first year students and a one-day program for our transfers. We'll go ahead and get into some of the details in just a minute. But the other thing that we want to hit upon is that there is an international and national orientation offered in the fall to make it convenient for you if you're coming from another state or another country. So when it comes to actual orientation, some of you may be wondering, why should I even attend? Well, that's what I'm here for. So orientation advantages come with a lot of different opportunities. First and foremost, you're going to have the opportunity to attend a lot of different advising sessions to get academic advising and placement exam advising. So if you're wondering what class you should take, you'll be able to not only get information on that, but also take some of the placement exams that are really crucial for doing so. Additionally, you'll have exposure to campus resources. It's really important that you get connected to campus, and as such, you're going to have a plethora of resources at your fingertips, so we want to make sure that we're exposing you early and often. So you'll get some of those during orientation. Next, and this is really important, you'll have early registration for your classes. A lot of people are wondering, when do I register for classes? We'll come to orientation and make sure that you register then. We'll make sure that we walk you through it as well. And then some of you might be wondering, well, can family members come, or is it just for students? Yes, absolutely. Family members can come. It's a different concurrent program at the same time, but a lot of your meals can be taken together if you choose to. Some of your students may say, no, I'd rather eat with other students. But we do want to make sure that that is an opportunity for you as well. One other thing that we want to hit upon is session space is limited, so make sure that you are registering early. It is a first-come, first-served basis, and it is an expectation that everybody comes, so please make sure that you're doing so as early as possible. All right, So, the question about how to register for orientation. When it comes to registering for orientation, the first step is really important. You have to actually submit your statement of intent to register to come to UC Davis. Once you've done that, you'll automatically get a lot of information through your UC Davis account, so make sure that you're checking that. And you'll go ahead and be able to register for orientation through My Admissions. So again, you're going to register for orientation through My Admissions. And if you have any questions about orientation, it's a great program. I remember connected with a lot of people. You're going to go ahead and refer to orientation.ucdavis.edu. That's the main website. The phone number is 530-752-4443. And if you have to email anybody, it's orientation@ucdavis.edu. So that's the email address. In addition to that, we want to make sure that you know that students can only register for the session that matches the college that they plan to come under. So if they've been admitted under the College of Letters and Sciences, we do want you to attend the orientation session that's concurrent with Letters and Sciences. So hopefully that makes sense, but you will be getting a lot of this information through your email address, so make sure that you're checking that on a very regular basis. If you can't attend orientation, make sure that you're looking at the My Admissions page and going to the orientation link, because it'll walk you through some of the different options. But again, I can't stress this enough, we do want you to attend orientation. So, now I'm going to go ahead and talk about some of the housing opportunities and what we have to offer at student housing. So, I keep forgetting about this. So, student housing. Hopefully some of you can see some of the images that we have. If you're looking for more visual representation, please check out our website. It's housing.ucdavis.edu. Again, we have a lot of contact information that we'll make sure that we get to you as well. But housing.ucdavis.edu will be one of your best resources to go ahead and look at different housing areas, what we have to offer, all of the different services and amenities, and the 3 different housing areas if you're wondering which housing area you really preference. So, some people might be wondering, is it guaranteed that I can live on campus? Yes, definitely. Your first year and second year, if you're a first year student coming in, are guaranteed. And if you're a first year transfer student, that's guaranteed as well. So we want to make sure that we stress that. The other thing is some people say, well, do I have to live on campus? No, you don't. It is guaranteed though, and we actually have over 90% of our freshmen living with us, so that definitely goes to show that we have a lot to offer. It's definitely worth it, and we'll go into some of the benefits in just a minute. One of the big things that I do want to make sure that you hear, though, is studies show that students who choose to live in a residence hall during their first year of college have a higher degree of academic success with higher GPA and graduation rates. So think about that when it comes to making your decision about living in UC Davis student housing. One of the biggest things that you need to do is make sure that you meet all campus deadlines, however, because we do have some pretty strict deadlines to make sure that you actually get the housing opportunity to live with us, and make sure that all of your options match up. So make sure that you're paying attention, again, to your UC Davis student housing mail as it comes through your email address. So, like I said earlier, we're going to talk about some of the advantages to living with student housing. There are a ton, and there's only a limited amount of time, but we do have a lot of resources online, through the phone, and through email if you have any additional questions. But I'll run you through these really quickly. So first and foremost, it's very safe. We have 24-hour secured buildings. In addition to that, we have 24-hour support staff available, whether it's through phone or people physically in their offices. We have students and professional staff members at all hours to support you if anything comes up. We want to make sure that you know that you're not alone. Programs and activities, this is really big for us. Again, it's really important that students get connected to campus, and so we have social activities, academic workshops, and programs. And we have a lot of leadership opportunities for you as well, so that you feel connected to UC Davis, not only the campus, but also the larger community. In addition to that, we have assistance with roommate communication. Coming to college can be difficult for some people, especially if you're living with somebody from a different background from you and you're having communication problems. What we say is that it's really important to get to know each other and work through those. And so we have professional staff members on hand, as well as RAs and SRAs within the halls that can walk you through some of those difficult conversations so that you can better feel equipped to have a successful relationship with everybody you encounter. Second to last, we have academic support and tutoring. We have great places in all 3 of our housing areas called the Academic Advising Centers. We offer free tutoring and advising. It's at your fingertips. Definitely take advantage of it. There's hours that are listed, different workshops, different staff members who have been trained to be experts on advising you on what classes to take, as well as tutors to get you through some of those difficult courses. So make sure that that's something that you're looking into once you actually arrive on campus. And then lastly, like I said before, we want to make sure that you know that you're not alone. We have a lot of assistance available for you for first-year transition issues. So whatever it is that you're going through, we have people here who care and who can help normalize some of what you're going through to make sure that you get connected to the resources that are best for you. So I talked a little bit about some of the resources, so I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I echo those one more time. Housing.ucdavis.edu is our main website. If you want to call us, it's 530-752-2033. Our hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And if you are a Facebook user, you should definitely follow us. It's UC Davis Student Housing. So again, Facebook, UC Davis Student Housing. Got a lot of updates coming for you. I'm going to keep going. So if you're curious about the actual buildings that we have or any of the areas, I would definitely encourage you to check out our website because we have a lot of different opportunities for you to get a visual representation of what you can expect. There's a lot of different opportunities for you to see whether it's a room tour or the building layouts. If you're wondering what you should bring, there's move-in information. There's also different diagrams and floor plans, area maps, everything you could potentially need. There's even driving directions for you depending on where you're coming from. So make sure that you check out our website, again, housing.ucdavis.edu. One of the coolest things that we've just started is Aggie Abodes. If you've ever heard of MTV Cribs, it's kind of like that, but way cooler, because basically we have current first-year students living in the halls who walk you through their room. Not only do they walk you through their room, but some of them even walk you through the common space, and they point out all the different amenities that come standard with the room, standard with living with student housing, and a lot of the different benefits that you can gain from living with student housing. So check that out. Another thing that's new for 2014 is RoomSync. So if you're wondering who you should live with, this is a new program. It's through Facebook, and we do support it. It's called RoomSync, once again. And basically, it can allow you, based on your Facebook interests and activities, to match with somebody else who may be a potential good fit for you as a roommate. Again, we do have roommate workshops and opportunities for you to connect with somebody if you do have any difficulties once you actually get here. But we want to put you in the driver's seat if you're choosing to select somebody as your roommate once you come into UC Davis. Alrighty, so one of the awesome things about living with student housing is the dining facilities. We have 3 different dining commons, and one is located in each of the 3 housing areas. That's Corto, Tercero, and Segundo. You can eat at any of them. It doesn't matter which area you live in. If you're living in Tercero, but your class is close to Segundo for one day, you might choose to eat in Segundo. So again, there's one in each of the 3 housing areas, and in addition to having access to all of the housing dining commons facilities, your Aggie Cash, which comes standard with all of your meal plans, whether you choose the 90 meal plan, 120, 150, 180, or unlimited, again, you have a lot of options with the meal plan, you will have Aggie Cash, and that can be used at any of the on-campus locations for food. So that's a great, great opportunity for you to check out some of the different flavors on campus. One of the things that we pride ourselves with student housing and the dining commons is having fresh, locally sourced dining options for you. There's also a ton of opportunities for you to make sure that your dietary needs are met. So make sure that you're contacting us with any questions that you have. But we have a great facility in each of our areas, even to the point where I know staff members and faculty members who choose to have a meal plan just because the food is that great. I've been eating it for 10 years.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah.
Other than that, one of the great things about UC Davis student housing dining options is that we have fun with the food, and so we do theme nights, whether it's steak night, create your own Sunday night, theme meals. It's really great for you to be able to connect with different cultures or identities through food, as well as just have fun. And so sometimes we have some meals that just excite you with the different opportunities. So I think that's about it for the actual dining options, but one of the things that's really neat about the dining facilities is that they have an app. If I had my smartphone with me, I'd show it to you. It's really great because not only does it offer you sometimes some really great coupons, but it'll navigate you to special events that are happening. And one of the secret things that I've really found super helpful is that the menu is always available on there. So if I know that I'm going to the dining commons for lunch, I'm going to scroll through and say, yep, definitely want the fish tacos. So make sure you check that out. So last but not least, student housing next steps. So you might be wondering, okay, where do I go now? I'm totally hooked. I'm definitely living with student housing. You want to definitely check out our website, again, housing.ucdavis.edu, to make sure that you navigate through all the different opportunities. We have shared interest communities. We have different floors that are catered to your needs and wants. So make sure that you look through all of it, and then you'll make sure that you submit your student housing application and reservation fee through my admissions, So once you submit your statement of intention to register, you're going to go ahead and get all the information from student housing, and then fill all that out and submit your reservation fee so that you can be guaranteed your spot. Again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email us. It's studenthousing@ucdavis.edu. You can check out our website, housing.ucdavis.edu, or you can call us 530-752-2033. Thank you.
Okay, wow. Okay, so we have housing, we have transportation, we have your fees, so how are we going to pay for it? So I'm here today to give you some general information about financial aid at UC Davis. Okay, so an investment in you, it truly is. UC Davis education really is an investment that pays returns for life, and I can safely say I feel like I'm an example of that as an Aggie alumni myself. And nearly 5,000 students were awarded scholarships in 2012-2013, with close to $12 million in scholarships awarded to undergraduates for both on and off campus. Nearly half of our students graduate from UC Davis debt-free, and a few other things that we've talked about, 80% have attended first or second choice grad schools and access to alumni network of 200,000. So definitely a lot of opportunities there. So a few other things about Davis too, in terms of value, UC Davis has been recognized as a best values college by Smart Money magazine, the Princeton Review, and Kiplinger's. UC Davis costs are much less than comparable private universities for a world-class education, and most freshmen complete their bachelor's degree in just over 4 years, and most transfer or finish in 2 years. So a couple of great things we've already talked about, but in terms of costs, the City of Davis is more affordable than most UC communities, and as part of your fees, your bus service and services on campus and in Yolo County are covered by your fees, so just show your ID card and you'll be able to get on the bus. Also, a lot of activities on campus as well, some of these great activities that we've talked about. As an undergraduate student, there's usually no additional charge, so those are great incentives as well. And then also, real-world experience can help cover your academic costs, something we've talked about. The Internship and Career Center is one of the largest in the nation. Also, we have campus jobs and research positions, and we have our professional schools as well. So there's a lot of good things that we have to offer. So going into the financial aid part, more than 70% of our undergraduates do receive some form of financial aid. At this point, as an admitted student, in order to be considered for any federal, state, or university funds, you would have had to file a financial aid application, either the FAFSA or the the CSAC DREAM Act application, depending on your eligibility. So what we did was, based on the results of these applications, it generates a number called the Expected Family Contribution, the EFC. And what we do is we take the estimated cost of attendance for the school year, which is it's an estimate of your fees, your housing, depending on which housing plan you'll go with. That will determine what your actual housing costs are, books and supplies, transportation, and other personal expenses as well. So we'll take that estimated cost of attendance, we'll subtract the expected family contribution, and then we'll use that number to determine the type of funds that you're eligible for. So at this point, hopefully you've already filled out your FAFSA or your DREAM Act application, and you've seen your My Awards, which you can access through your My Admissions. And there are, within your financial aid package on your My Awards, you'll most likely see a combination of grants or loans depending on your eligibility, and from there you can go ahead and accept your loans and complete any financial aid requirements as well. So it's really a one-stop shop with a lot of things that you can do online. Some other information as well, there are other ways to contribute towards, or other funds that you can use towards meeting your costs. Our campus does offer a deferred payment plan, so you can break up your payments towards your housing if you live on campus and your registration fees. Also, there's short-term loans that are available as well for those unexpected emergencies. Your car breaks down, if you have an unexpected bill, you can look into a short-term loan. And also we have student jobs as well, and they are considered part of the academic experience, and so those can be used towards meeting that cost of education as well. In addition to getting that work experience, using those funds towards your education. Some other things as well, smart money management is very important as you are looking ahead into your years at school. So the campus does offer counselling and tools to help students. We actually just launched, and I'm excited to say this, we just launched our updated website. So if you go to financialaid.ucdavis.edu, we have our updated site. I think it looks pretty nice, but I was working on it, so. But we do have a section on financial literacy that we're looking to expand as well. So we do recognize the importance of money management as you're a student and going into your academic career. So a few financial aid tips. So, and some of these echo some of our colleagues in other departments as well. Making sure to check your email address. Most of our communications and campus communication is through your email. So if there's any updates to your financial aid package, you'll be sent notifications through your UC Davis email. A few other things as well, pay attention to alerts and deadlines on My Awards. So when you log into your My Awards, we do have a message at the top that specifies deadlines for upcoming deadlines to ensure that your financial aid package and requirements are all ready to go for the upcoming fall quarter. Also, you want to make sure that you stay organized. You want to talk about money and family expectations with your family, not just your parents, but those who you're close to and who are supporting you as you go through college. Also mentioned was referring to our financial aid website. We've got a lot of good information out there, and you can, as I mentioned, a lot of this is online. So what will happen is around August is when the billing statement's first generated, and all your billing is going to be done online through MyBill. So you'll be getting a lot of this information during orientation as well. So just be aware, keeping an eye on your email, upcoming deadlines. And then if you have any questions at all, we're here to help. We wouldn't have jobs if there weren't students. So our goal is to help you and support your educational goals as you work your way through your time here at UC Davis. So definitely feel free to call us. We're at 530-752-2390. We are on our phones Monday through Friday, 9 through 4, so you can definitely give us a call. You can also email us through there's a student portal, but through our website as well. Or come on by our office. We have picnic day coming up. If you happen to be on campus for a tour, come by our office. We're over at Dutton Hall. Our front desk hours are 10 through 2, Monday through Friday. But go ahead and contact us. We know you have a lot of questions that are probably specific to your situation. So we can provide general information about financial aid, but we understand that you might have questions about your circumstances or about your specific additional aid eligibility. A few other things that I just wanted to add in as well is, with the summer orientation come up, you want to make sure you check that out, our orientation. Also, we have a Twitter feed if you wanted to subscribe to that. That's relatively new, but that links to our website. But yeah, that's about it for me on the financial aid part, but definitely feel call, email, we're here to help you. So I'm going to move on to the next slide just to talk a little bit about the SHIP, the Student Health Insurance. So it is required that all undergraduates have some form of health insurance. So UC does have its own health insurance, and you are automatically enrolled unless you waive out of the health insurance program by confirming that you have your own plan. The health insurance, along with your registration fees, is a separate charge in your student account. So if you are receiving the health insurance, that will be charged in your account around mid-August. And then if you're receiving health insurance through the campus, there are health services available to all students, even if you waive the UC SHIP. Right now, I don't believe that you can waive the health insurance for next year just because it's just a little early, but that should be going up on the health insurance website soon. But we do have the link here to shcs.ucdavis.edu/in/insurance. So if you wanted to find out more information in advance on what you would need to provide in order to have your health insurance charge waived for the upcoming school year. So, thank you.
Okay. So you're asking yourself, what do I do next? Well, the first thing you have to do is submit your Statement of Intent to Register. We call that SIR. That's the acronym you'll hear from us. You do that, and then your Statement of Legal Residence. Okay, freshmen, you have to do it by May 1. Transfers June 1. If you don't do it, the system automatically defaults to no, and then you stop hearing from us. So you don't want to do that. So once you do SIR yes, then you're going to get all kinds of information, and then you're going to be allowed to sign up for orientation. You're going to be have access to housing information. You're going to have access to everything you need to get started at UC Davis, so we need you to SIR yes. And we want you to SIR yes because you're outstanding, and that's why we admitted you. Okay, when you do SIR yes, you're going to give us a $100 deposit, so be prepared. They're going to ask you for that right up front when you hit the yes. So be prepared for that. Have a credit card ready, and then it starts the ball rolling. So once you get started and you're, coming to orientation, you're going to sign up for some classes. So, just a few things to know about UC Davis. We're a quarter system. That's probably different than most high schools out there and most community colleges out there, which are semester systems. So at a quarter school, you have 3 quarters. It's fall, winter, and spring, and quarters are shorter than semesters, so things come on fast, okay? So know about that. There are some classes, the chemistry, math, and English, that you'll have to take a placement exam before you'll be placed into or allowed to register into one of those classes. So you need to find out about placement exams before you get to sign up for classes. And for brand new freshmen who are new to the quarter system, we recommend that they maybe only register for 12 to 13 units. That way they can kind of get their, I call it their sea legs. They can kind of figure out what's going on in the quarter system and how it's going to impact them and how it's going to feel to be rushed in a quarter system before, their next quarter where they can go into maybe 15 units. So that's what we recommend parents. Don't be surprised. There are free resources on campus. It's called the Student Academic Success Center. There's free tutoring and academic assistance. So in that first quarter, if you start to struggle, immediately find yourself at the SASC, the SASE, the Student Academic Success Center. It's on campus, it's free, and everybody knows where it is. You just ask. Ask an advisor, ask a professor, ask a fellow student, ask a TA. You can get free tutoring. You can get help so you don't fail that first quarter. Okay, don't struggle. And then a lot of students change their major, and it's normal. Parents, it's normal. Students change their major, and you can do so after you've been here 1 quarter at Davis. So you go through a quarter, and then you approach the office of the major you'd like to be in, and you talk to them, and there may be some prereqs they want you to complete before they let you change your major, or maybe not. They'll just let you do it. But they are going to take a look at your grades, and they're going to see what kind of student you are at Davis. So be prepared for that. It is allowed, and SIR, come say yes to Davis, and congratulations. We'll see you in the fall. Are we? We're ready for questions.
Okay.
So it looks like the first question is, how are the UC Davis psychology programs, if any?
Okay. Psychology at UC Davis is very popular. It's one of our most popular majors, and so we call it a selective major. So if you're headed into psychology, you're headed into a program with a lot of interested students. You're going to have a really good time, a really good experience.
All right, so our next question is, when is summer orientation? I apologize for not saying specifically, but summer orientation does take place during July and August. It's during these summer months. And like I said, it is divided by the college that you're admitted into. And for the international and national orientation, that happens later, basically in September, before you actually start classes. However, for international and national students, prior to the orientation, if you need any sort of advising, we can go ahead and do so remotely through email or phone, so make sure that you're contacting us. That'll typically be around August. So for first-year students, again, July and August are when our orientation sessions are. For INO, international and national orientation, it's a little bit later. So basically August for remote information, September for the actual visit.
Okay, the next question is, what kind of opportunities do computer science majors have? I want you to go on to admissions.ucdavis.edu, look up the majors. You'll see a list of majors alphabetically. Choose computer science, and there will be a page there that tells you all about the major and the opportunities and the career opportunities. And then you can click on the website for that major, and it'll tell you all about the department and people in the major. So go to admissions.ucdavis.edu.
All right, so our next question, make sure I get all of it, says, what options do I have for housing when I'm a junior or senior? So like I said, we guarantee housing for your first and second years. However, after that, it will be up to you to find housing, but we don't leave you alone with that process. We have a lot of different resources for you. There's Housing Day that's centralized through campus, and we also have off-campus housing programs that we program through the halls. We offer those in both fall and winter quarters so that you can get connected. We offer them in all three areas, and it's basically a chance for outside apartment complexes or different living opportunities to come and give you a first-hand glimpse into what your options are. If you have any questions, we always want to make sure that we get you connected. Even this week or next week, we have some Apart-Meet programs where you can still meet people to live in an apartment next year. So again, for your junior and senior years, if you're choosing to live in the community of Davis, which everybody basically does, unless you're a transfer student coming in to live with us for the first time, we do make sure that we get you connected, and so if you have any questions, make sure to talk to one of the coordinators in your area or to talk to the main student housing line. So that's student housing on campus.
Okay, the next one is, the fee is only $100. Do you know about that?
The statement of intent to register, that's right, it's $100. So, in how that relates to financial aid, so we don't disperse financial aid, and per federal regulations, we can't disperse financial aid early or too early. The earliest can be about 10 days before instruction begins. However, if you are submitting your statement of intent to register, the $100 is going to go towards your first quarter's fees. So when you get your initial billing statement and then your financial aid disperses, the $100 will be taken into account at that time, and then the next quarter you'll be charged your full fees. But so in a way you are, it sounds a little weird, you're getting compensated for the $100, but it'll be included as part of your first quarter fees. But yes, it's $100. And I guess something to kind of go along with that too, when you look at your financial aid package, just again, if you're looking at your My Awards, that is an estimated cost of attendance. So those are subject to change. We don't see them as the fees is going to be changing, but again, with the housing, that will depend on which housing plan you go with. Your books and supplies will depend on where you purchase your books and supplies. So that's something to kind of keep in the back of your mind when purchasing books, purchasing used books, or purchasing through Amazon as well. So there's those different options to go towards those costs. So that's just a general cost of living on campus. Something else as well, and kind of going along with the housing for juniors and seniors, if you are an entering student in general, if you live on campus, you have an on-campus budget, so we factor in the general cost of living on campus. Now, it's different for living off campus. In general, those costs aren't as high. However, the way that we work with the financial aid is we'll go ahead and disperse your funds to your student account. So if you live on campus, your housing charges will be charged to your student account. If you opt in, or if you decide to go with the health insurance, that's going to be charged to your student account. And then your registration fees are charged to your account as well. Financial aid will disperse towards that balance due. So if you buy books or anything towards there's charges on your account that will go towards those funds, or towards those charges on your account. And then after that, you'll be issued a remainder refund. And then that remainder refund you'll use for the 3 months of the quarter towards your other costs. For example, if you need to go to visit home for the weekend, if you live outside of Davis, or other costs that come up during the academic quarter. And then basically the same process starts again for winter and then for spring as well. So when you're in your My Awards, you can see a breakdown for fall, winter, and spring of the different funds you're being offered. And then if you look at that and realize, I need some more assistance on that, that's where we can help as well. There might be additional loan options that are available to you. Right now, we've awarded a majority of our major recruiting scholarships. So if you are being awarded a Regents or there's other awards as well, those should be posted on your My Awards. But we are awarding our our smaller scholarships, but the large awards throughout the summer. So you may see an award that's popped up on your My Awards, and you'll be sent notification as well for any update. Also, I found out today that the Cal Aggie Alumni Scholarship, the application period is still open, so if you're interested in that, you actually apply for that separately. For a majority of the UC Davis scholarships, your admission application acts as your scholarship application for your first year. Going into your next years, the quarter system moves very fast, so October is when the application period becomes available for continuing students for 15-16, which is a little scary thought that we're already talking about that far ahead, but it is something that's keeping back in mind. Things move quick, so October through January, go to our financial aid website, apply for scholarships for the following year. Some scholarships are renewable, but you want to make sure you've got as many opportunities as possible, or you take those opportunities to go towards meeting that cost of education. So I guess to come down to the question, yes, the SIR is $100.
Okay, Stanley wants to know how the economics major is at UC Davis. Well, the economics major is also super popular, and we see a lot of international students in that major. So you get to rub elbows with students from China, students from India. So not only are you going to learn about economics, but you're going to learn about other cultures and make really cool friends. So that's a good major. And again, admissions.ucdavis.edu, and check out the list of majors. Okay?
All right, so our next question is, did any of you work on,
I'm
get
sorry.
the one before that. That's okay.
I'm sorry.
I think the question is, did any of you work on campus as a student, and how did you balance work and school? That's a great question, so I'll go first.
Yeah, you go ahead.
So I did work on campus as a student. I actually worked for student housing, which is the department I work for now. I was a resident advisor and a senior resident advisor. I loved my time. One of the best things that I can advise you all to do as students is to get involved, whether it's a club or an organization or a job. It's so important that you get connected to the campus and the community. And so when it came to my job, I was fortunate enough to live on campus with that. I had a job that I loved, clearly. I'm still here. And one of the things is that in terms of balancing school and work, time management is really key. And so we actually offer a lot of workshops within our advising centers, and you can get connected to different places on campus that can help you with time management, but that's going to be one of the most essential skills that you learn as a college student, especially if you're thinking of taking on a job. My job was great because it connected me to a lot of different resources, not only for myself, but for the students that I was supporting. But in addition to that, I would say get connected, even if you're not going to take on a job, get connected in clubs, which I did as well, and I studied abroad. So making sure that you make the most of your college opportunity and experience is really, really important. But the balance piece is going to be key. And the last thing I'd say with that is if you're struggling at any point, please ask for help. We're all here. We want to help you. And if balancing a job and a school regimen is difficult for you, especially if it's new, we have people who are here to help you out through that, whether it's creating a schedule, walking you through different resources that can get you connected to better managing your time or your skills, or even finding a job is probably the best place that you could start, and that's jobs.ucdavis.edu. And there's all sorts of jobs for you to get connected, whether it's on campus or off campus. So check that out. Maybe give yourself a little bit of time to get acclimated to the campus. But yes, I did work. I loved it. I would definitely recommend it if it's in your interest.
Okay, so for me, I did work while I was in school. I didn't work on campus. Interestingly, and this is something that I regret a bit, is that I didn't live in the dorms my first few years. I actually commuted from it was about 20 miles away every day. So I think that's an excellent point about staying connected to campus, because I would go to campus, go to courses, and then come home. So I really started to get involved. I got involved in the theatre arts program on campus, so I got to be in a play, and that was a lot of fun. So that was really a way for me to really get to know my peers and get to know people on campus as well. But it was around my third year. You might notice I have a little bit of an accent. I started off at UC Davis. I was technically an international student. I did go to American high school, but I was initially not eligible for financial aid. So when I became eligible and was able to start working, I did work part-time, and then I was balancing that as well with going to school full-time as well, and that was definitely, it was challenging, but my work was very flexible, so even a job off campus was flexible with my school schedule as well. But I know there's people that I work with in my office who started off as students and working on our campus and also working in financial aid, and they're still working on in our office. So I think that's really says a lot about the environment at UC Davis and how it's a place that you want to be. So I work with a lot of student employees, and we are very flexible, and we know that you're here to be a student first. Something going along with that as well is a type of funding is that you maybe have heard of is work study. Now, in general, because it is a limited fund, we don't offer work study to our entering students. We do have some additional funding this year. We're just starting a program for international students. If you are eligible to work, it's possible you may be able to receive some institutional work study funding. Even though you're an international student and you might not be eligible, like myself, to file the FAFSA when you start at UC Davis, or to file a DREAM Act application. There are those jobs on and off campus that aren't work study. So there are those opportunities out there as well. And so when I did become eligible for financial aid, I did take out student loans, but it really is was an investment in my future. So it's something that I took very seriously, especially in terms of money management as well. So there's a lot of things that I would love to have done as an undergraduate, but I mean, you're looking at your costs, and it's something, something that I really need versus something that I really need to meet my living costs. So there's things that just that balance as well. Yeah, I worked, went to school, and now I work at school, so it's worked out better for me. So.
So what if a student can't make orientation?
So that's a really quick question. So if you can't make it to orientation, I apologize if I'm going to read, but I want to make sure that I don't get this wrong. You'll still need to go to the orientation link that's under the My Admissions page, and you'll go to the admissions checklist. That's where the orientation link is actually located. If you're not able to actually attend orientation, you're going to go ahead and complete and submit the questionnaire, and under there will be a question of, will you be attending orientation? You're going to go ahead and choose the option of no. And so if you can't choose attend orientation, you're going to make sure that you indicate that you won't be attending it, and then you will be referred to a different website where it'll give you a checklist of all the different items that you'll need to complete on your own. This will include picking a class schedule, registering for classes, learning about campus resources, and all of those. So you'll go ahead and be able to do that independently. Of course, we do encourage you to come, but if you can't come, there are options for you. So make sure that you're checking out the orientation link under the My UC Davis page. The other thing that I was told is make sure that if you have any questions, definitely direct them to the orientation@UC Davis email address, and be as specific as possible. There's a really quick turnaround time with addressing questions, but the more specific you can be to your situation, the more they'll be able to help you specifically with your case-by-case situation. So make sure that you're going to that My UC Davis page, clicking on the orientation link, and filling out the questionnaire whether you're attending or not, but make sure that you follow all the instructions that come following that, and then, of course, contact us if there's any questions.
Okay, James wants to know, how many roommates can I expect in a dorm room?
Oh, great question. So how many roommates can I expect in a dorm room? So I'll go ahead and talk about some of the different configurations. Again, all of this is available on our website, and if you have questions, go ahead and contact us. But when it comes to the configurations, you have the option between or among for a single room, a double room, and a triple room. There's also suite layouts, but that's a little bit different, so I don't want to get into all the specifics of that because that's not specifically your room. That's more of the suite configuration where you'll be sharing a living room and different bathrooms. But in a standard room, you will have 1, 2, or 3 people in that room. Again, as was referred to earlier, there are different costs associated with those, but it's not dependent on what area you live in. It's simply the configuration, whether it's a single, a double, or a triple. Another thing that I'd hit upon is check out those Aggie Abodes videos, because you'll be able to see the different ways that students who are currently living with us have configured their beds and their spaces to make the most use of the rooms. The rooms are very spacious. There's everything that you could potentially need, but whether it's a single room, a double, or a triple, you want to make sure that you're playing around with the different options. You can make your beds into bunk beds. You can do the standard location. Any of those options are available, but again, it's single, double, or triple for a standard room.
Okay, the next one's for you too.
Great.
Anne wants to know, can you tell her about the Honors Dorm as part of the University Honors Program, and do we know students who've enjoyed that?
Oh, absolutely. So we have, if I'm not mistaken, we have the Honors Program as well as, so we have DHC and ISHP, so this integrated, they're together, excuse me. So we have the Honors Program, and that's together. Definitely take advantage of that if you've been invited to live there. All the students that live there really, really enjoy it from what I've been told, especially because I've just been told that it'll be in the Current, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. That's in one of our new halls in the Tercero area, the Tercero North area. And so that is going to be a great opportunity for you if you've been invited to live there. Not only will a lot of the other students have similar backgrounds and interests in some of the academic fields that you're looking at, but you'll be able to get connected to faculty. So that's one of our shared interest communities. I don't know if I hit upon this too much, but make sure that you're checking those out on the housing website. We have a lot of great opportunities for you to live with other people who have similar interests to you, whether it's cultural, academic, or different interests that you have. Check out the shared interest communities to make sure that you're looking at what we have available for you. But yes, as far as the Honors Program, definitely a highlight for a lot of students who live there. I've worked specifically with the RAs who have been the RAs for that program, and they love what they do as well.
Okay, one more. What is the best housing area?
You can't ask me that. I have lived and worked in all of the different areas, and I love them all. What I would say is check out the website. You're going to get sick of me saying this, but it's true. Check out the website. If you're able to visit campus, do so. We already had Decision UC Davis, but we are offering tours of some of the different, one of the different areas, and so you can still walk around and get a feel for what it looks like on the exterior. The other thing is on the website, you're going to be able to see the videos, you'll see the layout, you'll even see a map of the entire housing area. They're all very different, but they all have a lot to offer, and what I'd say is all of the amenities as far as the basics are the same. The other thing that I tell people is it doesn't matter if you're living in the newest residence hall or one that's been around for a few years, it's what you make of it. It's the students that are there, it's the people that you meet. It's not about the carpet color, it's not about whether there's a swimming pool, which some of our areas do have, but it's about the people and the experience that you make of it. So you're going to have to decide that for yourself. You will get to preference the different housing areas, but make sure that you're doing your research on our housing website and call us if you have specific questions.
That website's outstanding.
Oh, good.
Okay, next question, when can I change my major? You can change your major after you've been at Davis and completed 1 quarter. Okay, and you can petition to change your major, like I said earlier, with the department, but they may send you through some prerequisite courses before they decide to allow you to change your major, but you can ask after your 1st quarter. Okay, what do we have next?
Great question. Oh, okay. So our final question is, what if my roommate and I don't get along? Can I change my roommate? So here's what I'd say. So if you and your roommate aren't getting along, it depends on what the circumstances are, but we definitely want you to communicate that to somebody. Pass it up to your resident advisor, pass it up to a coordinator. We're there, we're available for you, and again, if anything is troubling to you, we want to make sure that we're walking you through the steps. Of course, if it's just a communication issue or having some difficulties navigating some of the boundaries, or if you've never lived with somebody, having some of those difficult conversations, we will walk you through that. While we can't say that you can change your roommate and just get rid of a roommate, what you can do is talk to us about a room transfer. There are certain periods that that's available, and we do want to make sure that we get you in a space that you can sleep, study, and socialize, but the sleep and the study is really important, and so if at any point that you're struggling, come and talk to us. We don't default to saying, oh yes, just change your room, but we want to make sure that you're walking you through some of the real world applications of living with different people, getting to know different people, and sometimes we have people come in who are best friends with their person from high school. They want to live together. Everything's going to be hunky-dory. And then they realize, wow, living with this person, not as easy as I thought. So we'll walk you through a lot of that. But make sure that you're communicating with us. Talk to your resident advisor. Talk to the coordinators in your area. We're always available for you. And if you're really needing some more additional support, contact us at Student Housing.
Okay, final question for real this time. What is your favorite thing about Davis? So my favorite thing is the outdoor space and the staff, because the staff, they chose this job because they love students and they love helping students. So I have a good time every day with my coworkers, and we hang out in the outdoor spaces, the Arboretum. It's a beautiful campus. So that's what I can say. What can you say? What do you love about Davis?
Oh my goodness. It's the staff. I think that's a big part right there.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're just so great. Yeah. But really, from my time starting as a student and then coming onto campus as an employee, it's such a tight-knit community. There's so many things going on. Everyone's just so outgoing, and the weather is beautiful, especially right now. There's ducks and squirrels. Like,
Baby ducks,
yeah.
baby ducks.
Yeah, you can see the baby ducks.
And the town of Davis is really nice.
Yeah, it's everything just off campus. I mean, the town itself, all the businesses, all the people. It's just become home for me. So, I love it.
What do you like about Davis?
Oh, this is a really easy question for me. Actually, when I came to visit UC Davis, something just felt right, and I felt like I mattered, and so it was really nice as a student to be able to feel like people cared about me beyond just what I brought into the classroom or brought into my job. People cared about me as a student and as a person, and so now to be able to provide that for students is really incredible, especially because, like has been mentioned earlier, people really care and they like what they're doing here. And so the feeling that I mattered and that people care here is really, really incredible. It's a great community, great campus. And we're really excited to meet you in the fall. Oh. We have another question? You should definitely contact us at one of the resources we offer
Yeah,
here.
admissions.ucdavis.edu, or call admissions and we'll transfer you to the correct department, or your My Admissions page. Start there, SIR yes, and that starts everything for you. That starts the ball rolling. So come to UC Davis.
Yes, go ask.